Up ahead, folks, we've got some classic, old-fashioned, just good faith CNN journalism. You don't want to miss it. It's some good stuff.
We've got to cut through the noise.
Don Lemonhead over at CNN, he's at it again. He's doing that thing where he comes up with these deeply meaningful, profound, wisdom-inducing. If you hear the words coming off of his lips, you will literally gain 10 IQ points. It's a Lemonhead. He's had another Lemonhead moment. We're gonna watch the clip, then we're gonna talk about it and discuss why it's completely wrong, as per usual, Lemonhead, and why it's wrong. So don't forget to subscribe before we watch this clip. Make sure you hit the little bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss next time that we upload. Here we go. Let's watch this.
But here's the thing. Jesus Christ, if that's who you believe in, Jesus Christ, admittedly was not perfect when he was here on this earth. So why are we deifying
What are you talking
the founders
about?
of this country? Many of whom owned slaves, and in the Constitution, the original one, they didn't want they put slavery in there, that slavery should be abolished because it was the way the king wanted. And then the Congress said, no way.
So if you missed that, Lemonhead is trying to make the argument here that we are glorifying our founding fathers. We're putting them at too high of a pedestal. We're deifying them. We're making them godlike. They weren't godlike. Even Jesus Christ wasn't perfect. He admitted he wasn't perfect. You know, in first parentheses, 11d7. Yeah, that's where, admittedly, Don Lemon says, Jesus Christ, admittedly, was not perfect when he was... Where does he get this ideology? Someone please show me where Jesus Christ admits imperfection. You know, in the only text that we have of Jesus Christ talking. That would be the Bible, but of course, to provide any factual evidence of his claims, Don Lemon would actually have to read from the Bible on air. And you and I both know that's never going to happen. Unless Don is arguing that Jesus, maybe he's arguing that when he was tempted, that means that made him imperfect, even though if you just do it, not even digging, Don, just a little look in the New Testament definitely contradicts that. Hebrews chapter 4, verse 15. For we do not have a high priest, Jesus, talking about Jesus there, who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin. Or some others might say, without imperfection. And that really leads me into the root of my problem here with this whole CNN situation. Folks at CNN, Don Lemon, Chris Cuomo, if you want to pretend you're an unbiased journalist, if you want to even go as far as to call yourself an anchor, is that funny or what? As if your show isn't 60 minutes of you spewing your opinion. It's a giant op-ed. That's what your show is. You're not an anchor. This is straight from CNN's website. Right there, Don Lemon, anchor CNN tonight with Don Lemon. It's not a news show. It's a giant opinion piece. You're not a news anchor. You're not unbiased. You're not even a journalist. But really, what is one step too far here is when you weigh in on things that you have no idea of what you're talking about. Now, granted, that's 95% of the time that Don Lemon opens his mouth. But here, Don Lemon obviously has no idea how ridiculous his claims are about Jesus Christ. He has no idea what he's talking about. Here's his words again, just in case you didn't catch the whole thing. He said, and I quote, "Here's the thing. Jesus Christ, if that's who you believe in, admittedly was not perfect when he was on this earth." Now, let me say that again, just in case there was if it just went over your head real quick. I'll put it back up on the screen. Because I'll tell you what, it went over Don's head. It went over Lemon's head. And these are his words. He doesn't even understand what he's saying. Here's the thing. Jesus Christ, emphasis, if that's who you believe in, admittedly was not perfect when he was on this earth. No, Don. He was to those who... But you just defeated your own argument. And here's why. Those who believe in Jesus Christ, in the manner of which you are speaking of him, you said, in your own words, you said, to those who believe in him, Jesus Christ was not perfect. No, he was to those who believe in him, because that's the only reason they believe in him. If you're one of those people that say, well, yeah, I believe that Jesus was on this earth at that time. I believe he was a real person, but I don't think he was God. That's not who Don's talking about. He's talking about the people who have faith in Jesus Christ and believe every word that came out of the Bible. That's who Don's talking about, who believe in Jesus Christ, have faith in him. They believe in him because he was without sin. They believe in him because he lived a blameless life. That's why they believe in it. You don't get to go back and tell people what they believe in. You don't get to do that, Don. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. And to prove my point here, just how backwards that logic is, let me give you another example. Imagine if he said this. Imagine if he was talking about Michael Jordan, okay? He says, Michael Jordan, if that's your favorite basketball player, never played basketball. Don't you see how you can't say he did one thing and then in the very next sentence claim he wasn't that thing? No, he was that thing. He did play basketball. He is one of the favorite basketball players. He did live a perfect life. Because that's why people believe in him. Now, you may not believe it, but to those who believe in him, like you said, he did. Not only is the argument not true that Jesus wasn't perfect and that he admitted that, and that's not true. That's not found anywhere in Scripture. Your argument just doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even stand on its own 2 feet. It's so ridiculous. By the way, if you, on a side note, if you want to see probably the creepiest thing that you've ever seen in your life, go check out the the Lemonhead mascot on Twitter. That is not gonna lie, getting some Epstein vibes here. Goodbye, sleep. Never see you again. Oh, that's so creepy. These are from 2014, so they obviously were going through a crisis as a company or something. Oh my goodness. It's just so creepy. It's just so creepy, yet so fitting. There we go. There's that classic Don Lemonhead. And I think what really bothers me the most about this is you've got the good old boy Catholic Chris Cuomo in the same clip listening to Don say this, and Chris is just nodding along. Yeah. As if that's not a major blow to one of the foundational cores of your faith. How are you going to sit there and nod along and not even defend the scripture? Not even defend the thing you claim to believe in? What a joke. Let's close this out with a good this is a good quote from 1984. Says every statue and street building has been renamed. My goodness, if that sounds familiar. Every date has been altered. And the process is continuing day by day and minute by minute. History has stopped, doesn't exist anymore. Nothing exists except an endless present in which the party is always right. That is bone chilling. We'll see you next time. One of the things you can do to make yourself more happy right now, this has been proven, if you hit that little subscribe button. Once you tap on the little bell, hit notifications, hit all of them, a box of puppies will show up at your front door. I'm not sure how it happens. I think Amazon's involved somehow. Not a sponsor, but go ahead and try it out.